There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Pure Talk 2.0. We are live. What's happening, O?
Ain't nothing happening, man. Life. Trying to live this thing called life. It's real, man. It's real. We got COVID. We got high gas prices, inflation, food prices going up. A $4.99 pack of bacon is like $8.99 now. And you know, black folk love the bacon. We love bacon.
I don't eat the swine. You eat.
That's all right, but you know, black folk love bacon. Shoot, chicken is through the roof now too. The cheapest. Here's something I don't understand. About chicken. Okay, I understand why breasts cost, as much as they do. Okay, a lot of meat on the bone, whatever. Thighs and chicken quarters are like the cheapest part of the chicken you can buy in the pack.
True that.
Help me understand why a pack of wings costs way more than the meatier parts of a chicken. A pack of wings is like $20.
It's insane. It's
I don't get it. I'm trying to understand. I just want to understand the logic. That's what I want to understand.
I don't know either. I don't know why the wings, my favorite part, would cost so much. Because you know what? I think it might be because everybody, let's think about this for just a second. Everybody goes to all these places. We got what? Buffalo Wild Wings. We got Wingstop. We got, even the store up the street from me, that's their specialty. They got all the different flavors of the wings that you can possibly imagine. So with the plethora of people wanting wings, that's why it's so much higher.
You know what? I'm gonna open me up a thigh stop. Thighs and breasts. That's what I'm gonna do. And I can do the same flavors on thighs and breasts, so you get a lot more meat.
That is true.
And I can sell them cheaper.
Well,
because I pay less.
Okay, if you say so. I actually heard a lady talk about the price in chicken was going to go up based off of, she's a farmer, and based off of the inflation of what it's now costing her to feed her chickens. She's like, hey, it's just a matter of time. Y'all gonna be paying for a whole chicken. You're gonna be paying $25, $30.
You got to pay the cost of the gas to get the feed to the farm. You got to pay for, it's a rolling effect. I get it. I could put my foot in Putin's behind myself if I were in his presence, because this Ukraine stuff is just ridiculous, and causing all of this mess to happen all across the globe.
Is it really the Ukrainian war that's really causing this?
We got to realize the gas imports.
Mm.
Gas imports is what a lot of this is caused by.
So how much is your gas over there on the good old East Coast?
Around $5. It dropped about 15 or 20 cents, and I don't know if that's a result of them, stopping the gas taxes.
$5.
I know you guys are more. I know, but the cost of living in California, your wages are higher. So it's comparative to your cost of living.
That's what they want everybody to believe. Our wages are high.
You making crazy doo-doo dumb dollars, and don't even try it. We ain't even gonna get inside.
So what's minimum wage over there?
Minimum wage is minimum wage across the country. It's a federal.
Not necessarily. No. Because there are some people I know that are like, no, we're not making that. We are not making minimum wage. There are people who are still down in the $10 category.
Okay, they get paid under the table because federally minimum wage is supposed to be minimum wage. If they're not getting at least minimum wage, then they need to be taking some action.
You heard it right here on Pure Talk, y'all. For all of you folks in these little small towns or some of the bigger towns, and your employer is not paying you minimum wage, you may need to go and do something a little differently.
That's the whole point of establishing a minimum wage.
Okay.
So yeah, y'all need to check what y'all getting paid, because If you're not getting minimum wage, you need to scream to the rafters.
So here's something exciting, though. I'm really excited for all of you who are chiming in and listening to us. We're on the countdown for our trip.
Which trip?
You know what? You know what? Los Cabos, Mexico, Peter Talk.
We're going to Cabo. We're going to get some tequila. We're going to do the pool parties. We're going to do some margaritas. We're going to do some tacos. We're going to do some burritos,
margaritas. Oh, yes.
Girl, we're going to roll some R's.
Oh, can I get some authentic mole? Oh, yes. I'm excited.
Holy mole.
Mole. So yes, we're excited. Hey, if you are chiming in on YouTube right now, because that's where we're streaming at this particular point, and you do not know about the Pure Talk 2.0 Los Cabos, Mexico trip, guess what? What'd you say, oh?
You should.
Look, there's information all out there. Hey, let me tell you, to point you in the direction to find out about our trip. We have our Facebook page. We have it plastered all over. There's flyers out there all over. Just type Google Pure Talk. Trust me, we are there. If you Google us, it's us, Pure Talk 2.0. We're the ones coming up. You can find
the original.
You can find the information, and please join us for a fun time in Mexico. We're going to be there for, 4 days?
21st.
5 days, 4 nights. Yep. Excuse me, 5 days, 4 nights. So you do not want to miss this trip. We did a trip last year to the beautiful island of Antigua, and let me tell you, we had a blast. We are still talking about the trip. Many people are still talking about the trip. We still sharing photos of the trip. It was absolutely a blast, and just beautiful souls on the trip. So if you want to hang out with folks, genuinely heartfelt folks, Pure Talk is it. I thought y'all knew. Pure Talk is it.
We're the original. There are many copycats.
Many.
We started this thing back in 2000 what?
2011.
She's like the historian of the group because she keeps. Let me tell y'all something. If you don't want something to come back on you 25 years from now, do not give it to Lorinda, because she does not throw away a thing. This chick got files that we had from day one.
Our mock-up files when we were just doing brainstorming about this. I am the archivist of many things.
She got a food cellar. She got gas. She stores gas. Lorinda ain't been to the gas pump since all this mess started. She's been siphoning off the stuff that she done stored up in her storage. Lorinda if we want to know where all the gas is, Lorinda got those barrels in her backyard.
Look, I'm not gonna take ownership of the gas. I might take ownership when we were having the coin shortage, though. I might take ownership of that.
Anyway, man. Anyway, we want to get into some. I am eaten alive by mosquitoes. I've been working outside, and OMG, I cannot believe. Have you ever had mosquito bites that you couldn't see? Your leg just itching, and there's no bumps in. That's what I got. Some of that is what I got right now.
It's so annoying because you just keep rubbing. You like, okay.
I mean, you want the bump to pop up, but it ain't popping up. You just itching. It's like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Man, I'm feeling afflicted. They didn't say afflicted. They used to say afflicted. You feeling afflicted? I'm feeling a little afflicted right now.
I'm feeling a little afflicted.
All right. So I was telling you before the show started, my church just got back. The ladies of my church just got back from a women's retreat. And it was so interesting to hear some of the things that some of them talked about. And I mean, I can't get into detail because I'm really not supposed to know this stuff, right? Because it's a women group, but you got your moles in the group.
Always,
So,
always.
but they had some really interesting discussions. So, I wish I could have been a fly on the wall during some of these discussions because, it's a little interesting conversation.
Because let me tell you, you already know we got the gift of gab. So when we all together, we gonna let it out. We gonna let it out.
Man, I'm telling you.
So what
So
were
anyway,
they? What piqued your interest?
What piqued my interest in what?
Yes. What piqued your interest about?
It was,
Hey,
it was interesting because, and I'm not going to get into detail because again, I'm not supposed to know these things, but it was interesting. Some of the advice, and I'm not going to get specific, some of the advice that the married women were giving the single women was pretty interesting stuff. And, some of the feedback that the single women were giving to the married women, there was some good dialogue going on right there. And from what I gathered, some people were encouraged and then some people were discouraged. So that's
discouraged to get married.
Discouraged about the possibility of not getting married.
Oh.
So, and I'm not going any deeper than that. I'm gonna drop it off right there. It looks like Stephanie Rose has joined us. Hello, Stephanie. She's connecting right now. And I'm assuming
it's really interesting that you bring that up because many, many moons ago, when I was over the singles ministry in church, there seemed to have been this idea of what the singles were thinking of and doing, and then the married folks, giving their 2 cents and whatnot. And it's so interesting to sit and talk to people who've been married for a long while, and then they want to talk to the singles. Because I literally had a lady tell me point blank, who is married, don't do it. And I was like,
it's a lot of that people are, that people are giving. There are a lot of people who are saying, marriage is not what it's all cracked up to be. I've never been married, so I can't speak on it. I do know many successful marriages. My family, fortunately, we don't have a lot of divorce and stuff like that in my family. There are some, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, the majority of the relationships in my family, have been successful. Now they've had their ups and downs. I'm sure, they don't, nothing they're going to discuss. But nevertheless,
you're two imperfect people, so it's not going to be perfect, right? I think that's our problem is we think it's going to be perfect. How is it perfect with 2 imperfect people? That blows my mind, but okay.
Yeah, I'm posting this on my, can I get your permission to call this topic a discussion, single versus married? What's the big deal?
Single
versus
married. It sounds to me, let me tell you why I have a problem with single versus marriage.
Okay.
It's because it seems like, oh God, I'm gonna get on I feel it coming on. I'm gonna get on my soapbox. It feels like it's a competition.
Well, when it's a competition.
It's a versus. It's
Who a struggle.
It's the singles versus the married. The singles living life. The married folks, can they do it or don't want to do it? The single folks who don't want to be single but want to be married. It's just this constant. It's almost like a dysfunctional couple. Truthfully, singles and married, they're a dysfunctional couple because they're at odds with one wants this, whatever.
They want the opposite of what they're supposed to be wanting. Married people are supposed to be wanting to, to love and spend time together and all of these different things, and they're so miserable in their marriages that it's like very discouraging to the single people who want to be married. So
I agree. I would have to agree with that. I guess for me, I've had some conversations with some married women that were my mentors and whatnot, and some of the things that they told me. I've also had conversations with a gentleman who was my dear friend, who actually was my editor for my book, who was like, who's been married for quite a while. He said, "Excuse me, a married woman told you that? Oh, hell no."
Told
He
you
was
what?
like, "That's the wrong advice to tell a woman." And so
What did she tell you?
there's this odd, um me being who I am as a doer, she told me point blank, "You're out of order because you do. You need to step back and you need to let things fall apart. And if they fall apart, that's on him to figure it out and to fix it." And so when I told my editor, as we were writing my book and whatnot and going through it, he said, first of all, who he's happens to be, he knows my faith. He's and this other person's faith as well. He said, first of all, God gave a woman to us as a help,
It's a help.
So
Yeah.
you can't help but do and be who God created you to be. So to tell you to sort of sit back and to let things just fall apart, because he's not stepping up or he's not getting this.
You're gonna force his hand to do more or something.
Yeah, he's like, that's the wrong advice to
It
give
is.
a single or a married woman at the time. He said, what I would have said is, you know what, y'all need to have a conversation and really get down to what it is that you're needing and how you operate, because you haven't changed. If you are a doer in the marriage, you pretty much, this is just how you've operated. I get it done. I mean, the name of the game is survival, right?
Yeah.
So it's just very interesting, the advice that some married people, male or female, honestly, will give you as a single person, and it leaves you like.
Was the lady that gave you that advice, was she married?
Yes, they've been married for 40 some odd years.
And that's what she does, allows things to fall apart so he can fix them.
She has been a stay-home mom their entire marriage, and she's like, that's his job. He's the leader. I do my job as taking care of and maintaining the house.
But why would you step back and just allow things to fall apart? That doesn't even make sense.
Maybe from a standpoint of,
maybe she didn't mean it the way it sounds.
Maybe she's saying, well, I could tell you, her verbiage to me was, you have to allow him to take the lead in the marriage. You can't always just take the lead and get stuff. You got to step back and let him take the lead. So if it's falling apart because you step back, if it's falling apart means it pushes him into the role to take the lead, then so be it. But you can't always just jump and take the lead.
But here's the thing. If you're always jumping and taking a lead, then he's not leading. Okay. But there are roles in a marriage. There are things that you're going to lead and things that I'm going to lead.
Correct.
Scripturally, I'm the head of the household. So what they said, come follow me as I follow God. If you got a man who ain't following God, then it's not necessarily your responsibility to follow him. Okay. Because look, two people going to fall. Right. But if he's following God, if he's doing the thing the right way, then you have no reason not to follow him. Hold on. Now, that doesn't mean you can't exert your opinion. But it's up to him whether he chooses to take the opinion, have your opinion, or acknowledge it and run with it, or if he decides to make that decision. If he makes the wrong decision, guess what? You're still there to support him.
Correct. Oh my God, most definitely.
But don't beat the dude up because he made the wrong. I told you you should. Don't do that. But anyway, that's a whole other issue. We're gonna get back to the singles thing. Singles versus married. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Oh
Stephanie Rose, how are you, love? How are you?
I'm all right. I am tired.
You tired? You tired of being single?
Not really.
Not really?
First of all, how did you just judge me like that?
I don't know. Look, y'all already know me. Y'all already know. So listen.
Look, and I know you, and I'm like, oh, why you in the business? Why you trying to do all that?
So Steph, let me ask you a question. I'm assuming, are you single?
Yes.
Meaning you're not married.
Yes,
Okay.
assumption.
Okay. Do you have any intention or desire to get married?
I do.
Okay. Are you encouraged?
Oh man, of course, I'm African. Got to be married.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. That's good. Is there anything discouraging about being married? Yeah. Like, the people around you who can't seem to make their marriages work, anything like that?
Not necessarily. Granted, I don't have a lot of married friends.
Okay.
A very handful.
Okay.
And are they the best examples? No, because I don't want to be in no marriage like that. But it's, I don't really want to say there's anything discouraging about marriage itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more
just what
so
you see. Just what you see.
Choose from.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Just discouraging from the things that you see going on around you. Like for myself, I am not encouraged. I desire it. It's something that I would like to be successful in, but I'm not in no rush to get down the aisle because so many people around me are, like Mary we were talking about earlier, they're miserable. They got into this marriage with all good intentions. They were in love and all these different things. And not even a year later, they are at odds. Look, they were boyfriend and girlfriend longer than they was married. Some of these people have been girlfriend and boyfriend since high school, 5, 6, 7 years, 20 years. They get married, they're married not even a year, and their marriage is falling apart. How do you do so well as friends for so long, best friends, enough so much that you want to be married to this person, and then you get married and then they fall apart? What is going wrong? That's what I'm trying to understand. What's going wrong after so long? What am I missing?
There's so many different changes. There's so many different things that come in and attack marriage.
I'm sure.
And so you have to know how to navigate those waters. And let's face it, there's a lot of people, they don't know how to navigate life. There are things, even in their single life, I swear, if you put it under a microscope, you will see there's some areas of their lives. I mean, I could talk to myself that they don't know how to navigate well. And not even just well, sometimes they fumble the ball. So here now you're in a relationship and the crap is coming at you from all over. If you really didn't know how to navigate the waters and how to communicate authentically, not none of this bull crap that we be doing where we like, I really don't want to say that. You can say things that it may hurt your feelings, but it doesn't hurt your soul. There are words that will cut your soul. But when you start to communicate authentically and to let your partner know, this is how I'm feeling closed in. I'm feeling like all we're doing is we just working to pay the bill, to raise the kids, to do the business. Like, how do we get back to just enjoying each other? And I don't think people really stop and have those conversations or are honest enough to say it to their significant other, because they go, well, that's gonna hurt their feelings. That's gonna draw a bigger wedge between us. But the wedge is already there. It's already there. So have the conversation and be honest about it. I just don't think we have honest communication, and we don't give each other grace that you may be going through something. I mean, change of life is real for men and for women. And we don't give each other grace, or we don't even try to understand what is it that you're going through mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. What is it that you're going through? So we get frustrated. And as you stated, Onyx, we're like, man, I liked you better in high school. I liked you better when you was cheering for me while I was making that basket.
Right.
I mean,
hey, Ren, where are you on Facebook? Where are you streaming live on Facebook?
where am I live?
Are you on Facebook? Did you are we streaming live on Facebook?
No, we're streaming live on YouTube, but you can share the YouTube link into Facebook. I can't go into there to do that because I'm connected all over. So if you want to share the Zoom link into our Facebook, that would be great.
Yeah, I shared the Zoom link.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I was just looking for, because I know sometimes we were streaming on Facebook.
Yeah.
But okay, cool. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I am not encouraged. I am not encouraged. I mean, I'm discouraged, to be honest with you. I'm kind of discouraged talking to my friends who are in these situations, because I feel like the more I talk to them, the more discouraged I'm going to be. And I'm just going to become that bitter person that's totally against marriage, dealing with them. So I'm like kind of weeding myself away from some of them so that I don't become that bitter person looking at marriage as something terrible. You know what I mean?
No, I totally understand, because I wean myself from all of them. because here's the deal. People project their issues onto you.
Yeah.
And one of the things, I had this conversation when I was in Texas speaking with a group of women. We're such a society where we will project our own junk onto other people and they take it on. And now it's almost like a computer. You've downloaded it into my mind, into my psyche. And now I get in a relationship and it's going great. But all of a sudden there's a glitch with what was downloaded, and you start thinking, well, what if this happens? And what if they decide to do this? Or how would that be? Or perhaps, you know what, this isn't maybe there's somebody else that's better. You start to do all of this stuff based off of what was told to you. And and people don't understand, it's truly in your psyche.
Program.
And so what you do without knowing it, a lot of times, because I'm guilty, you will self-sabotage.
Yep.
Because you're so like, oh my God, remember when this person was talking to me about their relationship? Well, what if that happens in my relationship? But that's them.
Yep.
So you have to wean yourself, because too much of that coming in, you already know. As a person who works on computers, as a person who uses computers all the time, when you put too much junk on a hard drive, it slows it down, or it's gonna crash it. And guess what? You got to wipe it, start all over. So you really do have to guard yourself against all of their stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're not them, and their personality, how they move, how they even see the world in general is completely different from you. May have some similarities, but.
So you want to hear something funny?
Sure.
As a single person, I used to hang with my single friends. Then I kind of stopped hanging with my single friends. I started hanging out with the married people, because I said, okay, I want to learn what is, if I'm going to get married, I need to I don't need to learn how to be single. I'm already single. I need to hang out with the married people so I can learn how to be married, right? Then they started going through divorces. so I'm like, okay, who's going to mentor me?
like, who am I hanging with? Like, who am I hanging with? That's literally where I am. Like, who am I hanging with now? Like, who do I hang out with? The single people? Stephanie already knows my world. Like, I'm literally like almost on the verge of, it's my family. I got a couple of close friends. I'm like the Lone Ranger, because I'm really at a point in life where I have to protect myself. I have to protect myself from the bitter singles, right? Because boys, you meet with some singles and they've been through the rotations and everything. These folks are bitter. They put the capital B in bold in bitter. So you got to watch it, because next thing you know, you be like, yeah. And you know what? And I'm like, whoa, that's not me.
So here's something I realized, that I'm tired of meeting new people and having to get to know those new people, because if you want to get married, right, you want to spend some time in a relationship before you marry that person, right? Yeah. Get to know them. You want to find out as much as you can to decide, okay, is this the one? How long does that take? I mean, rhetorical question. But how long does that take? So every time you stop dating this one and you start dating that one, you're starting that cycle all over again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Who wants to keep doing that?
It's exhausting.
It's expensive. It's exhausting. Okay.
It's expensive. It's exhausting. And you know what? Who wants to? This is me. Anybody listening, this is just how I am. I don't want to keep trying to attach to someone mentally. You know how exhausting that is? Okay, now I'm dating you. Let's mind gel together. And then you come up against a wall and you're like, okay, now I gotta let this go. I gotta shift. And now, hi, my name is Lorinda. What's your name? Now I gotta try to reconnect again with another person mentally. Man, no. Stephanie, what were you gonna say?
I was just laughing.
I mean, you got to go back and start looking at people that you already know, people that you've known for years and all these kinds of things. Like, okay, you know what? I wasn't interested in her 20 years ago, but she's still single. She still look good, you know. You start trying to reason why you should be trying to get back with that person.
Let me tell you, there's like a meme out there for women, and it's sort of hilarious, but it's like, oh, you know, it's like these stages. Like in your 20s, he got to be buff. You want him to be tall, and all that. In your 30s, you like, okay, he could be a little shorter. You know, he may not be buff, but you know, in your 40s, you like, okay, look, he got a little pot belly. We can work with that. He may be receding hairline. We can work with that. At the age of 50, the meme is like, you like, can he breathe? Is he breathing? Is he breathing? Does he have a pulse? Does he got some good insurance? That's all. Like, these are the things that you worry about now. You like, okay, that buffness, that body, that six pack. You like, okay, that was then. But right now in our 50s, I just want to know, can you walk down the street? And even if you need a cane, you can still make it. And you know, if you got a little pot belly, we good. Okay. So
criteria.
You go through these phrases.
3 criteria. She has to be breathing. She got to be able to wipe her own booty. And she got to be able to chew her own food.
You stupid. You know what?
Criteria.
You are hilarious. When I worked in the medical field, I had a patient that was coming in to do a procedure, and I gave them the Fleet enema, and I put it there, and the wife was there. This was an old couple. They have been married forever, seems like. And she looked at me and she was like, what am I supposed to do with that? I was like, you need to go in the bathroom with your husband and you need to help him with this enema. And she said, baby, that's your job. And she walked right out. And I was like, but that's your husband. Like, that's your booty.
See,
like, I don't want to look at that. She's like, no, that's your job.
Look here. That's one of the things I'm scared of. Because if I become disabled and I mess around and marry somebody who is not willing to really take care of me. One of the most successful marriages I know. God bless her. She is a model woman. Do you hear me? She's the kind of person I would love to introduce to everybody I know because she's just that cool. This woman had her husband went through some serious medical issues and ended up in a wheelchair, right? Mm-hmm. This woman has stood by this man's side through thick, through thin, through doing any and everything that was required to do. You know what I'm saying? I should have married the woman. I should have married her. If I known she was like that, what? That's what I'm scared of.
That is love. That is to me.
She's so great.
Because I look at things so differently now. You know, you get older, you grow, you ponder on some stuff, right? That is the ultimate love. not just this attractive, this, because I believe our society
Oh, that's gonna change.
has done love and equated it's really lust.
Yeah.
But real love is a giving of yourself. And this woman displays, when I took those vows, she meant that thing. And probably vice versa. He meant that thing. Yeah. So it's finding the person who, even if they've made prior mistakes, but they've got some wisdom now and they know, and especially if they proclaiming that they are Christian, that's just me for anybody listening. They now know, when I take those vows, baby, it's literally till death do us part, period.
So Rand, you give that enema?
Oh yeah.
You do it?
I would do it.
All right.
I would do it.
Stephanie, would you do it? I'm sorry.
I would do it. I would do it.
Why she have to clear her throat? Oh, did you hear?
I heard. That's when you're thinking about something. You know, you got to think. Before you say what you're gonna say, it's like,
What she did, she was like, "Ooh,
oh, wait a minute, call me off guard."
You gotta ask me that question. Why you put me on the spot? So okay, I'm still waiting on the answer.
I would do it. But that's also why I'm not in a rush to get married.
Well, Stephanie, watch this, bro. Watch this here. The older you get, the closer you get to having to do that. So you might want to start now so you can get some good time in before that time shows up. Okay.
Let me tell you, because I don't care what nobody say. If we know that life shows up in our singleness, baby, life is going to show up in marriage. I often wonder, you and I had this conversation, oh my God, I don't even know how long now. We talk about so much stuff. But I've often asked guys who are in relationships, the woman that you're with, will she help you dig the ditch? And most guys will be like, what are you talking about? Will she help you dig the ditch? If you are caught.
No, but she help you dig your grave.
If you are caught out and it's about, babe, we got to survive. So in order to get ourselves up out of here, we down in this ditch. It's nasty. It's disgusting. You gonna be nasty, dirty, but we got to do this together. Will the woman that you're with, will she dig the ditch with you? Because there's a lot of women that's like, he gonna have to figure it out. He gonna have, because partnership is through the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're gonna work it out.
I got a question for you though. Right?
Okay, you gonna say something crazy?
No, I just need clarity. Stephanie, she said you in the ditch, right? With your woman? Is that what you heard?
No.
You didn't hear her say that you down in the ditch with your woman? You didn't hear her say that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So my question is, if you already in the ditch, why is she going to help you dig another one?
How you going to get up out of there? What if you're in such a deep hole? You got to dig your way out. Is she going to help you dig out? That's all I'm saying. Is she going to help you dig your way out?
I know what you're saying. I
know. You always got to be pressing. Oh, he just love pressing my button.
What is going to dig me in another ditch? What is going to help me get out?
Will she help you dig out of this?
I know. I'm messing with you.
It's gross. And a lot of folks are saying no. You know, I've had conversations with men and they really paused and they were like, took a look at their woman and they were like, no, she's not doing that. It's going to be on me to get us out of there. And I said, wow, okay, you can't do it alone. What happens when you are exhausted? Okay, what happens? Because it's a lot of work. What happens when you're exhausted? Your partner is there to help you. Because by helping you, they help themselves. Right. So why wouldn't you?
So watch this. You using that term figuratively, and I know you can mean it literally as well, but from a figurative point of view, right? As we said earlier, the man is the head of the house. The man is the provider. He's supposed to be the one making the decisions and right? Okay, so watch this. if they fall on hard times, everybody's looking at the man to make to fix the situation. You got all the whisperers over here saying, I know they're having a hard time, but that man, he needs to be working. He needs to be if he has a job already, he needs to be getting a second job. He needs to be doing this. He needs to be doing everything he can do to get them out of that hole. Right?
I hear you.
Why does he have to do everything they got to do to get out of the hole? This is when the help meet comes in. This is when she steps in and says, baby, you handle this part over here. I'm going to handle this part over here. And together, we're going to get out of this hole. A good woman ain't going to stand there and watch him dig the ditch. She ain't going to stand there and watch him break his back because he ain't no good to her. If he's doing all of this, by the time they get out the hole, he probably going to have a heart attack and die. Now, if that's what she's waiting on, because he done dug and dug and dug, but if that's what she's waiting on, then guess what, baby? You got it. Because that's exactly what's going to happen. A real woman is going to step up and help him dig that ditch or do what she can within her power to help get them out of that hole. I said it. Yes, I did.
And you're absolutely right. If even though we were talking figuratively, we're gonna shift it. Yeah. Okay. If you're having hard times, first of all, I understand the naysayers. Everybody gonna say something. Everybody, just like everybody got a booty hole, everybody got an opinion. Right?
Watch this real quick, Rand. Hold your thought, because I want to say this. Those naysayers over there watching them struggle, why y'all not helping? Why? What kind of friends are y'all to stand there and see somebody struggling and you not gonna help? That's all I got. Go ahead.
Okay. See, there you go. See, he about to pull out his soapbox too, y'all.
Man.
But here's the deal: naysayers are gonna be around. Naysayers are gonna always have their opinion about what's going on. But see, this is where I am. The sanctity of your castle. That's how I look at it. The sanctity of your castle. I know what you thought I said. Don't even try it. Is what's going on in this castle is what's going on in this castle. So you may think, oh my God, what is he doing? What is he not doing? For all you know, guess what? Because he's working hard, he's working overtime while she's at home or whatever. How you know she not putting in resumes for him, right? She's scheduling, hey babe, this person contacted you, they like to speak to you on this day. How you know she's not doing this? How you know she's not behind the scene because maybe money is tight, that she is not clipping coupons so that they can have some savings?
That's what Red would be doing.
We gonna survive. Look, I will share this with you.
Okay,
I will share this with you. In my marriage, we were having very, very hard times to the point where our PG&E got shut off.
Tell people what that is.
Huh?
Tell people what that is. Everybody don't know what that is.
Pacific Gas and Electric, for those of you who are not on the West Coast, it's your electric. And so our electric was off. And of course, I could see that he was stressing, like, what are we going to do? How are we going to handle it? Oh my God, mind blown, right? Like, we looking at the next paycheck don't arrive until this time. How are we going to do this? Okay, he's between jobs. Okay, this is me as how I was raised to be the helpmate. It clicks with me. Okay, this is what you're going to do, babe. There's some day labor jobs. You're going to get up. We're going to take the little money we have. We're going to get you the right work boots. You're going to go out there. You're going to get the day labor job. Guess what? I always keep a barbecue grill and some charcoal. This chick, I know how to cook a full-blown meal with pots and pans on the grill. We're going to get through this. I have some money that I can access. Let's see if I can access it as quickly as possible. That way that we can get this taken care of. As the wife, okay, I already know he is having some internal dialogue because the world says, I'm the man, tells him, you're the man, you should have never let it get to this point. So he's already going through some stuff and he's already pounding the pavement trying to figure out how can I do this? What do I know? But the God-given gifts that he's given to me, I say, hey, this is what we do. Oh, I didn't know there was anything called day labor, babe. Yes, there's some day labor jobs. This is what you're gonna do. Woody wop wop. This is what it is. Hey, I know somebody at church who has a business who can help get you a little gig here and there. That's working as a team. When you have a person who really works as a team, we ain't gonna talk about what happened afterwards. But anyway, but that's what you do in order to survive. The name of the game is survive, so that you can get to a place together to thrive. And a lot of people don't want that. They want to instantaneously thrive. I just want to thrive. I don't want to go through nothing. I just want it to always be perfect. That's not life. That's fairy tale to me. That really is, because it's going to show up. If you think you're thriving today, sickness will happen. Mm-hmm. Okay. Right now we're in volatile times. People can lose their jobs like that. Okay. People are losing homes like that. So you're going to be like, what? Oh my God, you were supposed to keep me in this beautiful, luxurious house. Oh my goodness. And you're going to decide to do what? Bail? That's not what you're a partner. And you have to learn how to move and operate in partnership. But I don't think a lot of people know that. We talk it.
That's a lesson a lot of people will never learn. And for that very reason, it's going to be some lonely souls, because they don't understand what partnership means. They get into these marriages and into these relationships, and selfishness rules that relationship. It's never about what they can achieve together. It's all, in their mind, it's all about, what am I getting out of this? Ooh. What am I getting out of this? What is he or she bringing to the table? No. What are you bringing to the table? Figure out what your contribution can be. You know what? Here's the thing. Reverse it. Instead of trying to figure out what a person can do for you, figure out where you fit in their life. What can you do for them? If you don't see a place in their life for you, guess what? There probably isn't.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Noah's wife would have been like, I ain't helping you build no boat. I ain't helping you gather nothing.
I don't even like animals. She had an attitude too. Yeah, I'm allergic to cats.
I'm not bringing. Why you got to bring the snake? I know we in the situation because.
What's snake. That spider? Dave, you ain't bringing that thing in here.
I'm not helping you do that. Well, we supposed to gather food up in here too. You want me to help you build and gather the food?
Oh my God, what's that thing running across the floor? You bringing rats in here?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think of stuff like that. Like, what if Noah's wife was like, you on your own. You better talk. Look, you been talking to God. You better talk to God.
Right? He better come down here and help you. I ain't touching that thing.
Like, seriously. Like, these are the things that I sit up, y'all. I sit up and I ponder and I chuckle at myself, because I'm like, it's a partnership. We're in this, we in this flood together.
This Noah right here, baby. His wife, baby, I got you. We in this love together. I got you. What do you need me to do? Noah. Okay, well, I have this list here. These are the animals we must collect. I will collect these, A through K, and you will collect L through Z. Wait a minute, that includes snakes, right? That includes spiders, right? That includes rats, right?
Look, I'm not even understanding why we bringing them anyway. Why we got to bring them anyway?
Because God said to collect 2 of everything.
I'm going to need you to go back and talk to God. Why they got to be on the boat with us. The attitude of today is what I can only.
That one ain't going to survive, because I'm not going to get it.
Look,
Stephanie, would you do it?
Deal. Here's the deal too with that. We ain't never seen anything this big before. What is this boat thing that you talking about?
This ain't no boat. That's a shoot. This ain't no boat.
This ain't no boat.
This was a boat.
We talking about. I'm used to that little dinghy, that we used to take out fish, come on back in. What is this? Why we got all these spaces in these rooms? Like,
where the beds at? Where the microwave?
oh guys, Lord, we don't mean no disrespect, but this is what we're talking about in partnership. Singles versus married. The singles want to be desperately married so bad. They want to be booed up. They want all of these. I know you've seen them on social media. Oh, everybody be like, "Ooh, them is couple goals. Ooh, this couple goals." That's false. That's fake because you don't see what's behind closed doors. Okay, so everybody got these couple goals. Real couple goals is weathering the storms together. Weathering the storms, building one another up, being there for each other through the good, the bad, and the ugly. Learning how to not only receive grace, but to give grace. And let me tell you, that's the biggest one right there. That's the biggest one, is learning how to give grace and learning how to forgive. You must learn, if you don't want to learn nothing else, before you get in a relationship and marriage, you must learn how to forgive and let things go. Because I'm telling you, it's going to keep playing in your mind.
Hold up. Go back and say that again. Forgive and what?
Forgive and let things go.
Right there. Because some of y'all, I'm not going to say y'all, I'm going to say some of us. I ain't really included, but I'm just doing that for technicality and, political reasons. Anyway, no, some people don't know how to let stuff go. They say, look, I'm sorry, or I forgive you. And then somewhere down the line, there's a but.
Yeah.
How you going to throw your butt in there? No. You don't throw your butt in a sorry, in a forgiveness, and an acceptance. You let it go.
And here's the deal. Is it difficult? Duh. Yeah. But you have to look at, what do you value more? Do you value your relationship and your partnership more than you value, I'm gonna hold on to this anger, this unforgiveness? You got to put what's valuable to you, because truth be told, your partner is gonna do some stuff that's going to send you to the moon.
Yeah.
Okay. Your partner is going to say some things that will hurt your feelings. Your partner is going to react to things that you may share or do in a way that you didn't understand. They are an evolving human being. I don't like that word, human being, but they are an evolving person too. And they're learning and they're growing. And if you don't have the grace to understand that, you haven't done the work to really understand that in your singleness, what that really looks like. Start with your relationship. How do you forgive yourself? How do you lend grace to yourself, your family members, your children? If you single and you got children, how do you lend grace to your children? These are things you need to start. Look, how do you lend grace? Every single one of us lends grace to an employer. We all done been pissed off at an employer. We done thought about it in our head. I'm getting a blankety blank up out of here. And next thing you know, you've been with them for 20 years, right? Because you continue to, you go, okay, you know what? I'm gonna let that slide. I'm gonna let that slide, and I'm gonna keep on moving. For some reason, we get in relationships, and we don't want to let nothing slide. We just like, oh my God, they did that, I'm out. Well, if that's the mindset we have, I hate to say this, but if that's truly the mindset we have, relationships are doomed then.
If you're not going to forgive, if you're not going to let it go, don't forgive.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no such thing there's no balancing forgiveness and letting stuff go. You're going to forgive, but you're not going to let it go. All you're doing is this right here. You weigh in the scale. If you're going to forgive, let it go, and let it go. Take it all off the scale. Okay.
And here's the deal. Letting go. See, people get this twisted. People think letting go means
Forgetting.
You forget. No, you're not forget. Duh. Come on now. You're not going to forget. Letting go says, I'm not going to allow it to be offensive to me any longer. That's what that is. Letting go says, I'm not going to, it's not an offense. I'm not going to keep bringing it up to ding you when you do something else that may have hurt me. Oh, I got this in my back pocket. I'm going to bring it out. Bam. No, you're not going to forget about it. But what you're saying is, I'm not going to use it against you any longer.
Right.
Period. And you know what? We got to get some wisdom. You know, the Bible says that that there will be this ongoing knowledge. Knowledge will be increased. And, you know, I pondered this thing. I said, you know what? We know a lot of stuff. Everybody, I mean, just look on social media. Everybody is specialist. Everybody is specialist. We know a lot of stuff, but we have no wisdom. We really don't have any wisdom. And wisdom comes from life. First and foremost, it comes from God. Second of all, you got to stop and ponder some things that's happened to you to gain some insight and some wisdom for life. You know a lot. There's a lot of people, they know a lot. They know a lot of books. They know a lot of stuff. But with your knowing, with your knowing and with your getting knowledge, have you gotten any wisdom so that you can live differently? Just saying.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this battle between being single and getting married or being married, it's an ongoing thing. I will say to the married people, single people are watching you. And if you are, and you know, some people may say, I don't care if they're watching me or not, they're not living my life. Okay, that's true. Okay, that's true. But there are people who desire to be in functional, happy, successful marriages. You know, do a self-assessment, you know, do a self-assessment. Are you really ready to get married? You know, have you checked off all the I's and dotted the I's and crossed all the T's, you know, to be able to say a lot of the things that we talked about in tonight's stuff? Are you willing to wipe your spouses behind if they ever can't do it? Are you willing to give us something as simple as a suppository to someone who needs it given to them? You know, are you willing to choose someone's food? And then this is real. I was joking about it, but it's real. There are people who have had to chew their person's food to give to them because they have no teeth or they have no ability to chew. I mean, that's pretty extreme, but there are people who have had to do it. I've heard stories about it. You know, these are the kind of things, as Ren said, are you willing to go through the hard times, the good times and the bad times? Because the bad times going to come.
They're going to come.
How bad they're going to be, you know, remains to be seen. But, you know, through thick and thin, are you there? Are you really ready to take those vows? If not, you know what? Stay single, boo-boo.
And here's a question I have to add to that. In your examining, this is a question that I've asked myself. Aside from, I know what singles are going to say, aside from sex, aside from money, here's a question to ask yourself. Why do you really want to be married? Why do you really want to be married?
Well,
take the sex off the table, take the money off the table. Why do you want to get married?
Truth be told, those aren't even reasons to get married. I mean, it's because you can still get it without being married. Now, again, talking to the Christian folks, the Bible believers, the Bible says the bed is not defiled if you are married. You're not supposed to be doing these things if you're not married. I'm talking to the Christians. Those are the ones I'm talking to. If you're not, if you don't believe in it, you know what? I'm not talking to you because we're not going to have this debate. But besides those things, again, I go back and I say again, what are you contributing? Stop asking who is it? Theodore Roosevelt? Was it Theodore Roosevelt? No, it was John F. Kennedy. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Ask not what this man or this woman can do for you. Ask what you can do for them. What value are you contributing to their lives, or are you going to be a hindrance and mess up their lives? If the real answer is the latter, you need to stay single.
And
like,
there's
single.
somebody out there that said, well, I don't know if I would mess up their life.
Okay.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
Ask them. Ask them, if I do this, this, and this, will that mess up your life? Yes. If you lie to me, cheat, and steal from me, you are going to mess up my life. And I'm not talking about material things. I'm talking about my time. If you lie to me, you steal my time, and you guess what? Yeah, you messing up my life because my time is valuable.
Here's something that people should think about. This is me. We talked about this eons ago on the show, y'all, and I'm gonna put him on blast right now. He laughed at me so hard because I had a list. And guess what? Many of y'all don't even sit down to ponder a list. But here's the deal. Do you have non-negotiables? Because a lot of folks, y'all mad at people about a habit, that habits can be broken. I want y'all to know habits can be broken, but non-negotiable is character flaws. Character flaws, severe character flaws. What are your non-negotiables? Have you really vetted that out for yourself? Seriously, because if you come at me, I'm gonna tell you, I'm getting ready to go to Dallas in August to speak to a group of women. If you come up to me and talking about, girl, I'm just so tired of him leaving his sock right there. He always just leave his socks right there. And you just so angry and mad about that. I'm going to look at you and say, okay, what have you tried to initiate to change that habit? Because he's just so comfortable. Let me just toss the sock right there. If this man, his character is, and he just has this bad habit, you better work with him on that bad habit and love that his character is in place. He don't lie to you. He not cheating on you. He ain't out there running up bills. He ain't bringing babies to your house. He not doing any of these things. You better reevaluate and say, you know what? His character is in place. He's a good man at the root.
Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. You're gonna find flaws, and what are you willing to accept? What are you willing to, him laying his drawers in the middle of the floor or not putting the seat down? Okay, can you live with that, or can you not? I mean, those are pretty extreme or whatever. But those are, but they're things that people have problems with. And I'm not going to discount what your problem, what your situation is, or what your thought process or whatever. But you know what? Again, I say, while you determining what their flaws are, figure out what yours are.
Real talk.
Because you got them. Everybody got them.
We all do. We all do. We all
right,
have flaws.
We're going to wrap this thing up. And we appreciate you guys joining us and listening in to another edition of Peer Talk right here on Peer Talk Radio. It's been a minute since we've been back, but Lord willing, we're going to keep on bringing it. And for those of you who are going to Cabo, we can't wait to see y'all. Yeah, we're about 2 months out. About 3 months actually out, but that time is going to fly so fast, and it's going to get here. So I'm really looking forward to hanging out with you guys again. We had a ball. We're not going to talk about some things will remain on Antigua. Some of the things that that we did and experienced will remain on Antigua, the island. And we're going to see what kind of memories we can make out here in Cabo. See how we can turn Mexico out. If you haven't booked, get it done, y'all. The information and links and all of that stuff are in the Peer Talk group. It's a very reasonable price for the fun and whatnot, the experience. So, let's make it happen. And we're already discussing next year. So don't know what that's going to look like yet, but best believe it's going to be somewhere good. It's going to be somewhere we're going to have a great time. So I'm gonna let you get the last word, Ren. Stephanie, thanks for joining us tonight, and those on Facebook, or not Facebook, but YouTube, thank you for joining us as well. Like us, subscribe to us, and we'll see y'all again soon. Ren.
All righty then. Thank you, O. It's great to be back. As O said, we've been away for a while, but it's really good to be back. Looking forward to future shows and whatnot, but I just want to encourage you all. Really, I just want to leave you with some encouragement. I know things look bleak out there in the world, in America, the world in general, but stay encouraged. Get around people who will love on you, who you can rally together with. Get your tribe together and stick with one another and build up one another. I know it gets a little hard at times. There are a lot of people who are not just dealing with the financial crisis that we're dealing with right now and whatnot, but there's a lot of people who are dealing with mental anguish. Check in on your people. Um, Make sure that they're doing okay. Some people just need someone to listen to them, period. You know, no judgment, just listen to them. And again, I'm going to stress, just be there for one another and encourage one another, and give of yourself. I'm going to leave you with this. The Lord told us to love our neighbors as ourselves. Love on your neighbor. If you want some food, give them some food. If you didn't want some shoes, give them a pair of shoes. Just love on one another, because at the end of the day, we are truly in this thing to call life together. I love y'all. Hope to see y'all back here soon. Stephanie, thank you for joining. And we're over and out. Love y'all.
Bye, y'all.